All right, what's up, weirdos? Good afternoon, actually. Good afternoon. A little bit of a green day for Bitcoin. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's have a looky-loo. What's going on around the space today? Start off with some super chats. Rockhound, what's up, man? Good to see you, Ken. Good morning, Rob and Crypto Fam. Happy Sunday, y'all. Happy Sunday, Sunday fun day. Absolutely. Can I get an amen to that? All right, let's hop into the chat a little bit, see what's going on. Kind of a slow start, but it is a Sunday after all. Passenger says, first want to say hi. Say hi to Rob, to the best Rob. Thank you so much, Passenger. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Got to clear my throat here. There we go. We should be okay now. Paul, good to see you, buddy. Happy Sunday, man. Happy Sunday. John, blessings, my friend. Smash a like. Love the music. Yeah, the intro beats. There you go. Yeah, I like that one too. I kind of sit here bobbing my head as we go. Guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe on the way in. It's absolutely free. Helps the channel grow. Costs you absolutely nothing. So go ahead and help us out there. H. Barbarina in the house. What's going on, man? And Rise Above. What's going on? Another day, another dollar. Let's get it. Ben says, I love the Tron ESQ Open. I was just getting down and taking the dog out. My poor neighbor. Carl, salute, man. Good to see you. Quinton's in the house as well. What's going on, man? Good to see you guys. Everybody's here, man. Everybody's here. Good to see everybody, and including everybody being here is my guy, Rue Black. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. We missed you yesterday. You had me worried.
Oh man, yeah, I'm sorry about that. My apologies, brother.
It's all good, buddy. It's all good. Family comes first.
Yeah, yeah, my apologies about that, brother. So sorry.
Hey, it's all good, man. I was telling Max, by the way, yesterday, I figured out how to dual stream across, how you could be streaming at the same time on your channel that I'm streaming on mine when we're live streaming together like this. So we'll talk about it later.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, that way, might as well, right? Might as
Yeah.
well. I was just getting into the comments a little bit here. Dave says, "What's up, mate? Let's go, brother
What's
man.
up,
Let's
Dave?
go, Pats." Good to see you, Dave. Good to see you. Rodney's in the house. What's going on? Ken says, "Hey, Rue, how's it going, buddy?"
Chilling, man, chilling. Enjoying this nice little Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, what time does the game start? That's right.
You know what? I really don't even know. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll dip in and dip out. Like, I don't care too much about the game since my Detroit Lions got vanquished and didn't even make the playoffs. But I'll check in and out.
It's funny you say that. Detroit's your team because I'm not a big football guy, but I've been meaning to pick a team and start watching football. And I was looking around the league over the last couple of years because, I mean, you know me, I'm a Leafs guy, so obviously I don't just pick a perennial winner, right? So I gotta go with the worst team in the league kind of thing. And I was actually looking, and not that Detroit's the worst team in the league, but when I was looking at them, I think they were in like last place a couple of years ago. So I was like, well, maybe I'll go with Detroit. I like the logo. They're not far from where I live, right? And yeah, so I might actually be becoming Detroit might be the team I go with for NFL, buddy. So
Hey man, be good to have you on board. They've been pretty good. They just lost both their offensive and defensive coordinators since they were so good. These two got like head coaching jobs, and it really impacted the team. So they just barely missed the playoffs. And their offensive coordinator um, went to the Bears, and the Bears ended up making it from wherever they were to the playoffs.
yeah, that's the problem. Oh, I got a feedback loop there. I don't know if you can hear that, but I got
Yeah,
a
I heard
feedback.
it.
Oh, it's you. Oh, it's
Is it
me
me?
too.
Oh,
Yeah, I can hear myself.
you shouldn't be able to hear yourself from me. Like I have my headphones on. I don't know. Is there something let me see what I can do about it.
You can't hear it come through on your end?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I have my headphones on, so it shouldn't cause any reverb because the sound is going straight into my headphones.
Well, we'll see. We'll keep going though. We'll
Okay.
keep
Okay.
going. Ben, what's up,
Okay.
man? We lit a candle for you, but then Rob sneezed because you were gone yesterday. Dave says, "What's up, Rue?" Mr. Block Dog says, "Hey, had lost your channel, finally found it again. Good to have you back, man. Good to have you back. Well, make sure you subscribe so you don't lose it again." Dave's 6:30 start. Is that Eastern Central? What's good, brother Rue? Says Rise Above. The Lions are okay, but if you want to see a better team, pick the Green Bay Packers. Well, I
Oh,
mean,
not the Packers. Rockholm knows what he's doing there. Rivals, big rivals. Like Brett Favre's still in bad dreams of mine. Like
oh,
Favre destroyed the Lions for decades over there. Oh my goodness.
well played, sir. Well played. Jay Money's in the house. Mr. J Black Dog says, I found this coin called the QRL. It looks promising. You guys know anything about it? QRL? I've never heard of it, but you can have a look at it real quick. QRL. Talking about quantum resistance ledger. $172 million market cap, about 75% of the supplies in circulation. It's up 450% on the year. Still getting that feedback from you.
No, they're saying okay, let me see here. Um
Smart contract, proof of work, all-time high
okay.
8 years ago.
It should be better now.
Uh,
Should be
I
better
mean,
now.
yeah, QRL looks like a decent project to me, man. It looks okay. It looks okay. I'm gonna put the goals tab in here as well, guys. If you have altcoin requests, guys, just go to the goals tab at the top. Um, altcoin requests. That's where you put your altcoin requests. Goals tab at the top of the chat. Uh, okay, let's keep rolling. Oh, it's Eastern, 6:30 Eastern. Okay, so 5:30 my time is when it starts.
Yeah,
Uh,
we got it figured now. I figured out what that was.
it's fair launch also. Nice. That's a good thing and a bad thing. The whole fair launch thing, right? It can work against projects. Like look at Caspa. Um, it's almost like it's been such a battle to get it listed on exchanges like Coinbase and Binance because it's fair launch, which means that there's no team, right? So there's no like pool of coins that they've put aside to pay exchanges to list their coins, right? Because there's no team. So when you have a fair launch project, basically the exchanges like Binance, they have to go out and actually purchase the coin so that they have a supply before they list it. So that's why it's harder to get listed places sometimes with fair launch projects. That can be the downfall, the downside to it. The upside is it's completely decentralized, but take Cadena, for example, right? That's not always super fantastic either to have a completely decentralized project like Layer 1 because Cadena died on the vine and now it's just a Layer 1 blockchain out there in the cryptoverse that nobody builds on, but the project won't go to zero. It's just always going to kind of be there. So just because you're decentralized fully doesn't necessarily mean your project's going to go to the moon either, right?
Yeah, when you
So
look at things that they're talking about now with things like Canton, things like Arc, things like Tempo, these big companies want some like permissions or some privacy put in place. And with that, they're gonna have a little bit of centralization. So, it just depends on the use case, but decentralization isn't all that's cracked up to be. As far as like we were given or we were told in cryptocurrency, it just isn't.
Yeah, you don't get those potential catalysts either in the building of building blocks like partnerships and collaborations, like a project like ZBEC, where you just see constant partnerships, constant announcements, updates. When you have a decentralized blockchain, basically the only real catalysts or updates you get are, you know, upgrades to the network is essentially it, right? Like that's I don't know, and that's only to try to incentivize other projects to build on that network, on that blockchain. So
Right, and
I don't know.
then some of these like big companies, they want the centralization so they can do stuff like clawbacks in case someone did something illegal or something like that. They really kind of want the centralization so that they have an extra layer of security and protection. So, you know, but I can understand how some people want decentralization, but from a big like private company's point of view, like some sort of centralization is almost needed.
Yeah, you have to have safety rails in place, right? And that's really just the long and short of it. I mean, most people who talk about, most people that talk about decentralization being the biggest deal are largely like Bitcoin maxis, really, because that's, they say, well, one of Bitcoin's greatest features is that it's completely decentralized. One could argue now listen, this isn't fighting Bitcoin. I buy Bitcoin every day. I love Bitcoin. I'll never sell it. But is it, if when you've got, strategy holding almost 670,000 Bitcoin, is it really decentralized, right? If they can control that much of the supply, not really.
Exactly. I totally agree.
Ghetto Born with the super chat says, "Hey Rob, biggest lesson I learned that made me money is you can never catch the bottom. That I the power of DCA. Yes, much love, brother. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I agree. And just so you guys know too, I did put out the very, very first DCA video of this cycle over on the Patreon. We will be tracking my personal portfolio over on the Patreon so everyone can follow along. Everyone can learn how to structure their portfolio properly from the ground up, from scorched earth up. We put out video number 1 today. What did I buy? How am I starting my portfolio? Find out, guys. Join the Patreon today.
Nice
Uh,
stuff, brother.
yeah, it's going to be, you know what? It's going to be like a 3.5 year journey, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun for everyone who does it with me. It's going to be a community project with my own personal money, right? Right.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We'll be able to take like recommendations from the community and stuff, because along the way people are going to find new coins and projects, because I don't know, there's millions of cryptos, I don't know all of them, right? So people will come along and say, hey Rob, check this one out. You guys might point one out that I'm like, you know what, I have to add this one to my portfolio, right? It's going to be a community thing. A lot of people are getting on board and they're going to start their portfolios and structure them the same way. You don't have to. You can skip certain projects. You can, that one's not for me or whatever. But the point is, the value in it is that, especially if you've never been through a full cycle before and you want to learn how to structure a portfolio properly, that's where the true value is. You're going to learn from the ground up how to build a portfolio from scratch to succeed in this space. So it's going to be fun. I don't know if you're planning on doing the same thing over in your Patreon or not, but I think it's definitely something your community would have a lot of fun doing. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a great idea, man. I might have to do that or something
Yeah,
like it. Yeah.
yeah, I think you should, man. Do you have a free Discord I can join, or Telegram? Yes, I used to have a Discord, but there was too many scammers in there pretending to be me. We had people pretending to be Jetpack, and people were getting scammed out of money. So I just deleted the server. Now it's you can join our private community over on the Patreon. We got thousands of people over there. Um, that's in the pinned comments. The link's in the chat as well. That's where, and over there you can actually even book one-on-one coaching calls with me and stuff, or we can just sit down and chat, whatever it is you want to talk about. You can have one-on-one time with me there as well. So yeah, check that out. Volks, my guy. Sounding good now. Nice. Zivik and Swift showing signs of life. Yeah, that's because I talked about them yesterday. No, just kidding.
Love it.
I made a I made a video this morning. My top 3 crypto projects that I picked this week, like good DCA opportunities that I'm going to be aggressive in, and those were 2 of them. So, yeah.
For sure.
What else do we have? Dave says supposedly some jets were removed from the Super Bowl flyover due to new assignments. What do you guys think? I'm going to say nothing burger.
Yeah, probably a nothing burger, but people are gonna talk about it. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like something that they would do just to have people talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to talk about something, right? Looking at Bitcoin here. I'm thinking personally, I think we could bounce all the way up somewhere around between 75 and 77,000, but I think that's probably pretty close to it. The max I would give is a bounce up to 84k resistance, but I don't think we're going to get quite that high. I think we're pretty close to this bounce is pretty close to over, and then I think we're going to roll over and we're going to move back down towards the 200-week moving average. So that's me. I don't know. What do you think, man?
Yeah, at this point, honestly, it could just go either way. Um, you know, last time we were on, I think we were pretty close to 200 moving average. So it could be over and we go back up. There's a lot of things to think about as far as like the new year. The new year, like lunar wise, is like I think February 18th. And there's like some eclipses and different things happening on February 18th or February 16th. And these eclipse cycles tend to be when the market turns. So that's coming up on like the middle of February. So I'm going to be interested in seeing how that goes. But then also we have the vernal equinox coming up in March. Those are also just kind of big things like chart wise, and that's a lot of reason why we have tax day in America, like towards the the harvest time. So it'd be interesting to see what happens towards the March 18th area too. We shall see. Like I think as far as like some people said that there was going to be like no 4-year cycle, maybe that was half right. Maybe it was the quickest little bear pullback ever. Maybe it'll just be this 6-month cycle and it'll end like, middle of February, middle of March, and start going back up just in time to fall again and the sell in May, walk away time. But we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot of confusion when it comes to the 4-year cycle. So many people don't actually understand what the 4-year cycle is. I get things like I still see people saying like, "What are you talking about? The 4-year cycle's dead. It didn't play out." It played out exactly. Like
It did. It actually played out exactly. Yeah.
yeah, like Bitcoin topped exactly where it was supposed to. Back in 2024, you can go back over my videos. I said a million times Bitcoin was likely going to top, crypto was likely going to top between September and November. That's what I was saying the whole time.
Yeah, you've
And
been very consistent on that, bro. Yeah.
yeah, and it topped right in the middle of October, right? And I also said the Bitcoin top is about an average of about 525 days from the Bitcoin halving to the peak of the cycle. It was almost exact, right? The only argument for the 4-year cycle being over, so there's 2 arguments. One of them doesn't make sense, and it's because of a lack of understanding. So there's 2 arguments. The first one is, yeah, but the year ended red. So what? It just means Bitcoin's price fell faster after it topped. That's all that means, right? It dropped faster to close out the year red. But because a tiny red candle, doesn't change the fact that Bitcoin still topped exactly when it was supposed to, right? And the other argument is, well, altcoins didn't really go. Well, they did and they didn't, right? Technically, we saw 3 times, if I bring up the altcoin season index, technically altcoins did hit an altcoin season 3 times in the last cycle, right? If we go back, 1, 2, 3. Now it just wasn't as violent as we were anticipating to the upside, right? So in saying that, the other factor that I think is misunderstanding about the 4-year cycle, because people say, well, the 4-year cycle is broken because we didn't see an altcoin season. The 4-year cycle is not based on altcoins. Altcoins have nothing to do with the 4-year cycle. The 4-year cycle started at the inception of Bitcoin. There wasn't altcoins in existence for a few years after Bitcoin was created, right? The 4-year cycle has nothing to do with altcoins. It's based on Bitcoin.
Now here's my thing on it. Like, if we go back in time, right? People, once we had the big 16 to 20 cycle, that 4-year cycle, people were expecting the next cycle to move at that speed, and it moved faster. Yeah. Then we go from 20 to 24. People were expecting the same thing that happened the years before. It moved faster. So now 24 to 28, I'm expecting things to move faster. One thing we got was that we got Bitcoin reaching its all-time high before the halving. That had never happened before. Bitcoin going over 100K never happened before. So Bitcoin ETFs never happened before. So we have some things that can say, okay, can we get out of this bear quicker? Maybe. Just due to those things. But does anyone know? No, I don't. I don't know to know anyone can say that they know. But again, when you look at how they planned the Bitcoin, the whole 4-year cycle, it just so happens to coincide with presidential cycles. So the American presidential cycle. So they knew what they were doing. Like this was they really planned and put this and placed it perfectly. So yeah. So we shall see.
But maybe because we hit a new all-time high before the halving, maybe that could be one of the reasons that we fell so much faster towards a bear market, right? So
right.
kind of pulled it forward a little bit, it seemed like.
Right, and that's why I say, like, all the people that say that like we're done with the 4-year cycle, maybe they're half right in that maybe this was only like a 6 to 7 month pullback. We can't say yet because we haven't reached there yet. I think the smart thing is to be, light on your feet and prepare either way, right? But and I think you do a good job of letting people know that, Rob, with the charts. So like, look, here it is. Like, it can go either way. Let's be prepared either way, because we're not maxis. We're just being prepared. So this is where we are. Like, this is a brand new time with like presidents having meme coins, presidents having neobanks, BlackRock and other companies like Fidelity openly being in blockchain. Like, this is an entirely different crypto market. And, if this is your first rodeo, you might not realize that. But this was something that the institutions, the VCs, like, shunned, really. They would not, like, admit that they were here, but now they're here. So who knows what happens moving forward in the next 3 years.
Absolutely, brother. Carl says Bitcoin is about to take an Olympic dive to 57K. I hope so. I really honestly hope we see a $40,000 Bitcoin. I really hope that, because I'll probably just buy a couple full Bitcoins right at that price, right? Just like in the last cycle, we hit 15,000 was the bottom of the last bear market. We never saw 15,000 again. We hit 40,000 this time. We'll probably never see 40,000 again after that. Right, the bottom will probably be 60 or 70,000 in the following bear market. So, just always continuing to the upside. So, it's a good buy in my opinion. Toby says, loving these Miria prices. Is there anything new with Miria I'm not too sure. I'd have to do a little bit of a dive into it to see. Joe, welcome back, my friend. Thank you for continuing to support the channel. Absolutely appreciated, my guy. Absolutely appreciated. And Candyman says, today a man knocked on my door and asked for a small donation towards the local swimming pool, so I gave him a glass of water. There you go.
That's awesome.
Dude, you have me cracking up all the time. We love Candyman. We love him. He's got some great ones. I thought it was 4 to 6 weeks after Bitcoin topping, we have alt season. Yeah, well, I mean, usually that's how it plays out, but you know what? It didn't play out that way this time. Nothing is 100%. If you're taking anything as a certainty, you're doing crypto wrong, right? Right off the hop. If you're taking anything as a certainty, you're doing crypto wrong. Rob, can you check the shorts and longs, see if there's any type of a squeeze that might be coming? Sure, we can do that. Let's have a look at those beautiful, beautiful liquidation levels. Let me just find it here. All right, let's see what we have on Bitcoin exchange liquidity map on the daily time frame. There is a lot of longs. Well, I mean, relatively. If we drop down to 67K, we'll see $1.25 billion liquidated on the long side. If we rise up to 74, yeah, there's not much on the short side, to be honest with you. Not even $1 billion for Bitcoin, not on the daily. Going out to the weekly, screw off, will you? Going out to the weekly, I don't know why it's suddenly doing that. Let's try this again. What the heck? It's not letting me on the weekly. Anyway, it's glitching out on me.
Shout out to my guys. We did our open mic night. I think it was last night. And one thing that I pointed out was, and Binance, like last time we were on, Rob, we were talking about Binance, right? And what they did to the market. Well, Binance just bought 235 Bitcoin.
Of course they did.
So, so they sank the market and then possibly at the low bought 235 Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's really frustrating to me. They've been dumping like crazy, and every time we reach a low, they use their SAFU fund. And it's funny because just before we started to see the heavy crashes, Binance had announced that their plan was to use their SAFU USDT reserves to buy Bitcoin. And then all of a sudden, they started selling Bitcoin along with Wintermute and everybody else and crashing the market. And now they're using their SAFU fund to buy Bitcoin at the lows. And then CZ has the audacity to go on, TV and on the internet talking about, people are just fudding us and sending out cease and desist letters to YouTubers and stuff for fudding the exchange, right? Like I told you before, CZ had no problem pointing out FTX was doing something wrong when they were doing something wrong. But now that people are pointing out that Binance is doing something wrong, suddenly CZ thinks they should send out cease and desist letters, and it's not okay, right? Well, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander, brother. So,
right. So could this be Binance kind of tipping off that, okay, hey, we're done fucking around with the market. This is the low. And now why people are going to be very, very scared to buy in. Well, we just bought 235 Bitcoin and it'll be fine from here.
I think it's a small purchase. I think that's a tiny purchase for someone like Binance.
Yeah.
I think we're trying to signal to retail that they should be buying Bitcoin right now so that the price pumps and then they'll dump again. They'll put in a short or something and then they'll dump again, right? So that's what I think. I think we've another leg down to go still. Probably because in the last cycle we saw Bitcoin go just a little bit, maybe 3 to 5% below the 200-week moving average. Not much, right?
Yep.
So I think we see the same thing. I think we see, so if the 200-week moving average is at about $58,000, I think we see a $54,000 to $55,000 Bitcoin. maybe a little bit lower on a wick, but then gets eaten back up. That's what I think happens. So.
No, I've seen the chart. You're right with that. It dips just a little bit below the 200 average before it comes back up. So that would play out perfectly. So yeah.
Quentin says boycott Binance. Yes, absolutely. Do you think Solana is a good buy right now at $80 range? Is Solana $80 right now? Let me look. Let me have a looky-loo here. Where is my Solana? Why can't I find Solana? I look at the bubbles. It's like I'm blind. Oh, there it is. It's like I'm blind. $88. Yeah, you know what? I would love to get Solana around 75, but I mean, if you're just DCing small, not a terrible idea. What I would say, Quentin, you're one of our Patreon community members, so what I would say is keep an eye on when and if I start buying Solana in the portfolio series that I've been putting that I started today for you guys. Every day we're going to be doing updated DCAs in that series for like 3.5 years, so there's time. But I think Solana has a little bit lower to go. If you could get it back down to $50-$60, wow, that'd be fantastic. That'd be excellent. Let's see. We got some things to get into here. This is from All In Crypto. So Ryan Rasmussen, head of research at Bitwise, says crypto investors should dollar cost average into new positions since timing the market is impossible. And that's what we've been trying to tell you guys the whole time. You're not going to time the bottom, guys. You're not going to, right? You have to pick a range, and that's where you want to DCA. I mean, it's never financial advice, but that's the strategy I go with. But check it out.
Is driving what is now an extended downturn.
I think that right now what we're seeing is momentum taking over the crypto market. We've seen sell-off across majority of crypto assets, not just Bitcoin, but Ethereum, Solana, as well as crypto equities. So right now we are in a bear market. We think we've been in a bear market now for a number of months, and sentiment is very negative and momentum's taken over, and we're continuing to slide lower.
Okay, why do you think the sentiment has gone this way? I mean, we're seeing tech sell off. We understand sort of what investors' concerns are with tech. It's a lot of cap spend. What do you think it is for crypto?
I think crypto is being hit by a few idiosyncratic risks that are being now priced in. Quantum computing risk is certainly something that a lot of folks are talking about across the crypto industry. And I think that's now being priced in a way it wasn't 6 months or prior to that. But I also think that liquidity is just low across the ecosystem. Investors are trying to figure out, is gold going to continue its run? Isn't there an AI bubble? How does crypto fit into this picture? And so sentiment from retail investors is certainly down. Now, I will say the institutional investors that we speak to at Bitwise every single day, including investors I've spoken with today in this week, believe this is an incredible buying opportunity and think that they're going to get great entries here.
Okay. Bitcoin, as you know, recently fell below 65,000 US. Some analysts looked at 70,000 and said it was a line in the sand. Do you see it as that one?
There's a few different technical levels that we're looking at right now. Most of those sit between 55 and 70K. So we've certainly broken lower than 70 and lower than 65. Our view is that it's difficult to catch a falling knife here, and that most investors are typically better off dollar cost averaging into these lows. What we've seen historically is that when Bitcoin has these major sell-offs, it creates wonderful buying opportunities, but timing that exact moment can be difficult.
Yeah, impossible, not difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not going to, guys. So that's why I started my DCA series on the Patreon today, because do I think we have lower prices to go still? Yes. I'll just continue to DCA my way downwards and keep my cost average low. Because I think that the major moves down are done, but we still have a little bit more destruction to go. I think that the sentiment in the market needs to be just a little bit worse. I've seen a lot of people asking me if crypto's dead. I've seen the obituaries start to pop up again and stuff. I've seen a lot of people give up on the space, a lot of people getting mad, pulling temper tantrums, pointing fingers, blaming people. All that stuff is very, very bullish, right? But we need a little bit more just a little bit more people losing faith in the space before. So I started to DCA now. Get on board says, say it again for the people in the back. Say it with your chest. DCA at these levels, you can't catch the bottom. That's right. But if you're DCAing, you will skim the bottom, and a couple of your buy orders will be bottom prices, right? So absolutely correct. Wendy says, smash the like button on your way in. Good morning, Robin Rue. Wendy, we love you. Thank you for being here. Absolutely. Hit the like and subscribe, guys. We got 30 likes, guys. We can get 50. You can do it. Put your back into it, just like Ice Cube says. Let's go.
All right.
Crypto will never die. It is the future. Exactly. Blockchain 100. Tech is the future. Yep. Dollar will be printed to zero. Own assets or get left behind. Exactly. And that's another thing that's going to be added to my portfolio tracker, guys, is not just crypto, but you guys will know what stocks I'm buying in this cycle as well, what precious metals and everything else in between. So it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. What else do we have on the agenda? Check this out. Billionaire Grant Cardone just went on a rampage against gold. Try to sell 10 million gold. You'll only get 70% of the market price. And that's true. When gold was peaking, gold and silver were peaking, I had a lot of people sending me DMs saying, man, I tried to go down and sell my gold and silver at the bullion store. Either they wouldn't buy it, they refused to buy, or they were offering like 25% spot value and then adding a premium to it to resell it to people, right?
Now that's a good point. I heard other people say that as well.
Yeah. So here's my question. I'm a gold and silver bug. I love physical gold and silver. Don't get me wrong. I do believe it's a good hedge. But I would say it's not a good thing to hold if you want to suddenly dump a whole bunch of it when it's pumping, because you can't sell it, right?
I know a guy right now trying to get rid of like 10,000 pieces of silver. He can't.
Really?
He can't get a real offer on it. He's getting a 30% discount below the market.
Damn.
Like this is people see it just spiking up like this, and they're like, "Oh my God, gold's at $100." Go try to sell a fucking shitload of gold.
Huh.
Go try to sell $10 million worth of gold today, and watch what happens.
Huh.
You're gonna have offers 20 and 30% below market,
right?
Because you want to sell your gold now. You're showing your hand, putting your flag up, say, "Surrender. I want my $100." You're not going to get $100 for your gold, not in scale.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Much less in 5 minutes. Gold, same thing. It's got to go get authenticated. It's got to get validated.
Yeah.
It's got to get, dude, there's a lot of fake gold, okay? Then somebody's going to have to pay you the money, and then you got to get it out of storage, okay? The Bitcoin, dude, the Bitcoin is a real thing, bro. Bam.
Right.
I can have it tomorrow. I can trade it back to you in 5 minutes. Like that to me is real, because Bitcoin to me is not just money. It is technology. Unlike gold or silver or even paper stocks, okay? Paper stocks is a technology, but they can just keep printing the paper forever. I know a guy.
Also, guys, the other thing is that you can't sell it, right? And it's a taxable event when you do, so you can't just go sell it to Joe Blow down the street. Like, people like to say, well, silver and gold would be, if the world went to, post-apocalyptic or whatever, gold and silver would still be currency, would still be money, right? Okay, fair enough. But right now, you can't even sell it to Joe Blow down the street, even because, again, it's a taxable event on top of that, right? So the IRS will come after you. Or if you're in Revenue Canada, if you're Canadian, right?
Here's the thing. I want to share something with people here. So you guys might not be aware, this happened June 12th, 2024. Saudi Arabia's 50-year petrodollar agreement with the United States has expired. With no new agreement in place, Saudi Arabia will now sell oil in multiple currencies, including the Chinese internal RMB, euros, yen, yuan, instead of exclusively in the US dollars. So the US dollar is no longer the petrodollar anymore. It's still a lot more valuable than a lot of other currencies. And you can see also with a lot of these stable coins, they are kind of linking them to the US dollar. But as far as it being linked to oil anymore, that is not the case. And what we're seeing is almost every other type of asset manager is flocking to any commodity of value other than the dollar. They're no longer holding the dollar like it's gold or oil, because it isn't. So this is it. Whether it's gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, like every commodity is worth more and will be worth more in the future than the dollar. Okay?
Dogecoin.
Right? So
yeah, it's another step backwards. It's another step backwards. And it's funny you mention that, because we will, just like we look back at the creation of the petrodollar, this kind of flew so far under the radar, no one really cared or talked about it. But in the future, 25, 30 years from now, 40 years from now, people will look back and they'll remember that date and say that's when, that was the, not necessarily the beginning of the end for the US dollar, but, it's definitely one of the big nails in the coffin for sure.
And then, like we talk a lot, Rob, so I'm not sure when we mentioned this, but, Project Stargate, where they're talking about building all these AI data centers. They're going to need precious metals for all of these AI data centers. So precious metals, even though they took a pullback right now, they are still going to be needed, like very much needed.
Yep.
Because they're building all these data centers in the UAE, in Texas, outside of Detroit and Michigan. Like all these data centers are going up, and they need metal, and they need nickel and copper and silver and gold for all of this stuff.
Yep.
And on top of that, the dollar is losing its value, so that's no longer as good as gold. So people need that for their reserves as well. So,
yep, you're absolutely right. Especially silver, robotics, and like you were saying, the solar panels, right? Like it all needs physical silver, right? So, yep, absolutely. Let's keep rolling along here. What else do we have that I wanted to cover? Institutions are buying the dip. So we got the Bitwise CEO again. Let's bring it up. So this is what, guys, I always say, I put my pennies where they put their dollars at the end of the day, right? I don't fall for the fear and the FUD and the misinformation that flies around. I watch what big money's doing with their money, and I copy them, because they're multimillionaires, they're multi-billionaires for a reason, right? Because they're not looking on X and watching all the misinformation flying around and falling for it and getting scared. They're not doing that. They know exactly what they're doing. So I just follow them, right? I'm like one of those little, I don't know, kelp fish or whatever that stick to whales, and I just kind of follow them around. That's me, man, right?
I think right now crypto is getting swept up with the rest of the macro. Investors are selling everything that's liquid. Gold's down, the Qs are down. Amazon, you guys were discussing, selling off. So over the last few months, there have been some idiosyncratic developments in the crypto space, with offshore trading venues having disruptions. But I think in the present moment, it's mostly trading with other liquid assets.
Does it feel like right now, Hunter, the momentum is to the downside? And I'm wondering, on-chain indicators, for instance, indicate that there are more people transferring Bitcoin to exchanges, and that may indicate the intent to sell, to continue selling. So these things are sort of pointing lower. And I'm wondering, from your standpoint, why that thesis that institutions are now holding Bitcoin, that Bitcoin has a regulatory wind at its back, all these things just went away very, very quickly in this latest downturn. It's like all those things didn't even exist with this. It feels like a run-of-the-mill Bitcoin downturn that we saw even before all these positive things were in place.
100%. And Melissa, I feel like we've spoken, Bitwise has been in this space for 8 years, and we've spoken a number of times over the last 5 or 6 years. And I totally agree with you. It feels like old school crypto The reality is that there's sort of two pockets of investors in the space. There are the crypto natives, so to speak. They own most of the assets. They were here first. They've been here longest. And then there's the institutional audience. We serve a lot of those investors. And I can tell you, even just in the context of Bitwise, we manage about $15 billion for a lot of the institutional set. On Monday, we had over $100 million of inflows. Today, we saw inflows into 4 products. The Bitcoin ETFs are trading 300, 400% more volume than their 30-day average daily volume. So there's a lot of volume, and there's sellers and buyers. So I think that there's different perspectives on the market at the moment, which is one of the most interesting things. I think longtime holders are feeling unsure, and I think the new investor set, institutions, are feeling that they're sort of getting a new crack at the apple and seeing prices that they thought they would have forever missed. So, I was having a conversation with a wealth management firm, a $1 billion firm, earlier today. And they said, we have clients who want to put money to work. Where do you think is the right price to buy? Will this thing keep going further? And I think that's a mindset that's present with a lot of the institutional set.
Institutions are looking for entry points right now, guys. What does that tell you, right?
I love it, and how they framed it to have people sell. They framed the information to sell, even though what he said was, hey, institutions are buying right now. But everything on the screen was red, Bitcoin slips, Bitcoin down. They flashed red up a couple more times. It's so hilarious. It's so
right
hilarious.
In big letters. Coinbase slips 24% as well to scare you further.
It's so hilarious. So that people would have completely missed the fact that he just said, okay, institutions are buying. My institutions are buying right now.
Manipulation.
I love it, man. How they try to manipulate people. So great.
Carl says, don't sleep on Dogecoin. I seen China trying to make a coin backed by gold. Are they? Like a stable coin? Or, I don't know. Gonna need to learn how to scrap old solar panels for silver. I just pictured this guy from Mark Wahlberg from Transformers grabbing the scraps and stuff like that.
It's funny they mentioned Amazon. I heard, and I haven't confirmed this, but I heard someone say that Amazon bought a silver mine.
Oh, really? Let me have a look to see. Let's see if I can confirm that. I always like to see that stuff because you see so much information out there, but has Amazon bought a silver mine? Wait, let me see what we can find. That would be pretty bullish because I hold Amazon. No confirmed reports that they've bought a silver mine. But
yeah, I'll have to look more into that.
Yeah,
but it'd be pretty interesting. It would make sense. They're definitely with all the chips that they make, as far as Tranium and Inferium and all of that. They would definitely be the people that would want a silver mine. Oh yeah, no doubt.
Rob, do you think Monday's going to pay out? How do you think Monday's going to play out? I'm hoping Monday's red, to be honest with you. Well, I mean green. I'm hoping it's green, sorry, because Monday's often a liar. So usually whatever Monday, does, we usually see the opposite for the rest of the week. So, I mean, if it's green, then we'll see nice red for the rest of the week, in my opinion, and vice versa, right? So I'm hoping we see a green Monday because I want to keep buying now. I just started my DCA portfolio. Now I'm jacked up to buy stuff. I don't want prices to start going up. Do you think the privacy narrative will carry out? Yes, I do. I think there's still a lot more in the privacy sector for success. So yeah, I think that space is also evolving. Seeing a project like Zbeck utilizing the privacy narrative to hide transactions and your privacy for your transactions from being hacked and stolen. Not necessarily using it to hide from the government, right? So projects like Zbeck are taking that narrative and finding a new use case for it, and I think that that's incredibly bullish. So Same thing with the project Midnight.
For sure. I think these corporations want blockchain, but they don't want everything public all the time. So, like, yeah. So in that instance, definitely privacy is going to be the focus. But it seems like if you guys check out my channel, it's like I made an episode Canton versus Midnight. It seems like Canton has done privacy the way that institutions want it, and there seem to be some problems with ZK, zero knowledge proofs, where it's like it might not be something that institutions can use at scale for what they need. But yeah, so people like Canton, people like I think it's Aleo that Zabek partnered with to use USDCX to do like privacy payroll. I think they're going to keep moving forward and having great things going on here. Like, yeah, if you check out, I think it was a live I did.
Oh, was it a live?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, Canton versus Midnight. Check that one out, guys. You're going to want to check it out. Make sure you sub over to Rue's channel. We got to get him up to 10,000 subs, guys. We're working our way up. So shoot him a sub over there.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So yeah, well, I think we're about out of time. I like to run these for about an hour. Then I like to slip out. I got to do some coaching calls over on the Patreon. Like I said, guys, I did start my brand new portfolio, my portfolio. If you want to follow along with what I'm doing on my portfolio for this entire cycle from the ground up, and you want to learn how to build a portfolio properly, get over to the Patreon. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. Follow along with me there, guys. You can pick and choose if you want to join me on certain projects or not. Find out when I'm taking profits, what I'm taking profits on, how I'm creating moon bags, and so much more, guys. Book your one-on-one coaching calls and everything else. Rue also has a Patreon of his own, so make sure you guys check that out as well over on his channel. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
God bless.